saying on the other songs.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Effizode 443. It's Thursday, January 10th, 2013, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Internet talk radio for your imagination. Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on Earth located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today we hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the engineer. Plus we bring you this segment into an interview with a singer-songwriter whose music's all over TV these days, Stacy Clark. Mike's Daily Podcast. And did you know that if you live in California, you now live in the state that has the most national parks? Mike's Daily Podcast. That's because Obama signed into legislation that Pinnacles National Monument is now Pinnacles National Park. And so that is really great, especially if you are a lark flying around from tree to tree and you care about this kind of stuff. I lived in a state that had no national parks, and it was rough because you had nowhere to walk and enjoy the beauty of nature. The beauty. Mike's Daily Podcast. I have never been to Pinnacles National Park, but it is in the central coast of California near a nudie park. Mike's No, that's not Daily. It's got like a podcast. All kinds of neat stuff to see there. Yeah! My wife's been there. I have not. But I will go sometime. Californians always say that. I finally went to Yosemite. Finally went to Yosemite in California just last year. Oh, look who just walked in.
Hello, Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, the good shop supervisor. I hear you're going to have Stacy Clark on today. And, you know, she's like my new best friend.
Yeah, we did that interview, that Master Pod Theater, where Stacy Clark was being interviewed by me, but it really wasn't her. And it turned out that Chely Shoehart, you were her best friend.
It's true, but not in real life.
No, sadly. But I think you two could be friends. You'll hear this interview and you'll be like, wow, she's really cool and friendly, and I wish I could be her friend.
I wish I could be like your not friend.
You don't want to be my not... You don't want to be my friend is what you're saying.
That's right, Mike, with you.
You hurt me to my core. Oh, look who else just walked in. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman.
And this is John Deere, the engineer. Mike, I wanted to tell you that I have been to Yosemite and I love it there.
You like Yosemite National Park?
Yes, Mike Matthews. I have never been, however, to Pinnacles National Park.
No, you know, it went from Pinnacles National Monument to National Park. That would be strange to change from a national monument to a national park, wouldn't it? I hear the transformation can be quite painful.
Mike, it's actually just a change of a couple of letters.
Mike Matthews, I'm glad that California has a lot of national parks because I like to walk around inside of parks and enjoy all the little kids running around and throwing mud balls at me.
They throw mud balls at you?
Yes, Mike Matthews. I don't like it.
Okay, you know, I don't remember that ever happening at a Well, actually, I was in a park when I was a little kid, and I remember a bunch of kids ganging up on me that were my age. I don't know where they came from, and I think they stole my shirt. I know, it's a weird story, and I may be blocking other aspects of the story, but that may explain a lot about how I am in today's world.
That must have been a really awesome shirt.
Yeah, I think it was a Disneyland shirt. And, you know, kids love to have their Disneyland shirts and steal them from you. And, you know, I don't know, this is odd. Disneyland is now advertising. I'm noticing their commercials lately are for people that don't have kids. They're like advertising to couples that don't have kids. In the past, they have always had commercials where you see families and people with at least one boy, one girl, a family of 8 kids going to Disneyland, which actually... That family that's got a bunch of kids. What's that A&E show?
Duck Dynasty?
No, not that one. Anyway, my wife and I, we were at Disneyland once, and we don't have kids, so there we go. We pertain to that. We appeal to that demographic that Disney is now trying to get. But we were there, and there was that huge family, the whatever family, with all their kids all walking around. It was amazing. They were all dressed the same. It was interesting. Wow, Mike, it's like Disneyland has gone Las Vegas!
And you know what that means?
What does that mean, John Deere, the engineer?
That Celine Dion will start performing at Disneyland nightly.
Oh, I'm sure Anaheim will be a much better place because of it. If you would like to comment on how much you love Celine Dion or how much you love the amazing things that we call national parks, around our great country, and I guess now a billion of them or so here in California. You can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show. Your comments we read on the segment Emails from Email, and you can also check out our website, mikesdailypodcast.com. That's the place to go to find our link to iTunes, where to subscribe to the show in iTunes. And if you subscribe there, more people will find out about us and the show will no longer languish in obscurity. Also, there at mikesdailypodcast.com, you can find where to find us on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and Yelp. And we also have our blog. And there's a cool picture of Basil peeing on a Christmas tree. All there at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Into an interview.
Hello?
Hello, Stacy Clark?
Yes, this is.
Stacy, it's Mike Matthews with Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited I get to talk to you because I was listening to the Stacy Clark Pandora channel on the way here.
Oh, hopefully it doesn't suck.
No, it was quite good. It needed to play more Stacy Clark, though. It was playing Isley and Sarah Bareilles. And
Well, at least those are good artists. I mean, I looked at my Pandora station one time, and I was like, it was just awful. I'm like, oh, my God. I'm like, if this is where the group of people I'm in, then I need to get out of it.
I'm changing my sound now.
Yeah.
I'm going to play nothing but speed metal from here on out.
Yeah. Love the metal. Love the metal.
Stacy, I have gotten really familiar with your Wikipedia, and you have quite a big Wikipedia. It's quite pronounced, your pedia.
Pedia.
It's fantastic. I mean, your story is amazing, and I just, there's so many aspects of Stacy Clark. Now, I was turned on to you by a song called "Don't Take What's Mine."
Oh, yeah. That's a dear one to my heart.
I found that one, and it, like, I was like, who is this? Oh, and then I was like, oh, I wonder if I can interview her. And I was like trying, and I got a hold of you.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I love talking. It's my second favorite thing to do besides singing and writing.
So I heard also you liked poetry, and that's how you got into songwriting. Tell me about your early days.
Well, let's see. I don't know. When I was younger, my parents got, divorced when I was like really, really young.
Me too.
Yeah, and so
that's a fun thing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, my life it's just like a parody. It was like so much fun. But I mean, that wasn't even like the half of it. But long story short, just to deal with like a lot of things that were going on, in my life, I was told, to write out all my feelings and everything, actually by a therapist. Oh. And because I had also lost my dad at a young age, so it was just like a double whammy. But long story short, I was, told it's always really important to like say how you feel, and so I would write how I felt since I was 7, like poetry and books, and then I had melodies in my head, and I loved singing, and so it just all kind of came together like organically. And when I was 15, I really, really wanted to like learn how to play guitar because I had saw Sarah McLachlan, and she just blew my mind. And then I saw Tori Amos, and I was like just totally like blown away by these two amazing people. And then I was educated on Ani Franco, and she was like local Buffalo singer-songwriter, but also on a worldwide scale, and really made a career for herself. And so I bought myself a guitar, saved up some money. I've worked like every job from like soccer refereeing to babysitting to at Record Town. I used to be like the greeter to Old Navy folding jeans. So literally like the Panda Express. I used to sample orange chicken. I'm not even kidding. So I definitely worked a lot of jobs and saved up money, and then I bought a guitar. I taught myself, and that kind of came easy because not so much learning guitar, but because I understood, like, the song and melody, it wasn't as hard, like, teaching myself the chords. But, yeah, I mean, it's been, like, a long journey from point A to where I am now, which I guess would be B. And I just can't even believe it when I look back and thinking of, like, I mean, I used to be pretty bad. Now I'm okay, but you know what I mean? It's like thanks to other people's encouragement. And, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I love singing and I love lyrics, and I think they're so important. It's such an important thing to me. And when other people like what I do, it's just awesome.
Isn't it amazing? It helped you out writing stuff, and it helps other people out when they hear it. It's sort of a all-around helpful medicine for the whole world.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I mean, music, oh my God, music saved my life. Everything from a teenager when you're like, your parents don't understand, or, in my case, like my mom and my stepdad, and then, or, heartbreak and all of that stuff. And I just remember, like, blasting Rage Against the Machine. and loving Sparkle and Fade, like Everclear and MXPX and Operation Ivy. And there's just, even, like, hardcore, like Snapcase, like, I really was into that whole punk rock hardcore scene just because the lyrics were very, although people be like, my mom be like, oh, how can you listen to that? And I'm like, because sometimes the singing wouldn't be, like, amazing. But I'm like, if you listen to the lyrics, it's, like, so, it tells something and it means something. It's not just like, oh, I broke my nail. It's, like, meaningful and not only relationship but political. And I don't know, it just kind of, like, blew my mind,
Well, let's start off with the song that I first found you with and that you say is close to your heart, called Don't Take What's Mine. How did this one come about?
Well, I mean, to be honest, like, I've kind of just navigated my way through the music industry by trial and error. I'm just a girl from Buffalo with a guitar, and I literally moved out here to California just to, like, pursue my dreams. And it's a lot of, like, ups and downs, and you meet a lot of people. Those are my dogs in the background, sorry.
Do you know? No, wait, that's completely all right, because I have my boxer, Basil the boxer, he's just made himself comfortable on the couch here at the last place on earth, and his collar may make a jingling noise from time to time.
Oh yeah, my dogs like to bark at everything. I mean, they just think they are, like, I don't know, it's really funny.
What's his name?
But, well, I have Oliver. He's a rescue. He's, like, I love him so much. He's like this white little fluffy dog that just looks amazing, but then he has this, like, because he was abused before we got him, he has this, like, abusive, like, angry outburst that, like, everyone, when they come over, I'm like, don't look at him. He goes, like, Cujo, but eventually he, like, warms up and everything. And my Coco, she's a little lopso, and she looks like a little Ewok gremlin, and she just wants to, like, lick you and play. I mean, she's amazing. I mean, I love them both so much, but, they are like little kids, I swear.
I used to have a dog named Oliver, too.
Oh, Oliver Twist? I called him because he's from the street.
My mom named the dog because I was originally supposed to be named Oliver.
Oh, you're like, thanks, Mom. Excuse me, after our dog. No, just kidding.
But I'm Mike, so I guess I missed out on being called Oliver.
Well, Mike's a cool name. It's like a standard, like, American strong name. So there you go.
There you go. And so, and you were talking about Don't Take What's Mine?
So long story short, you meet a lot of people and you do a lot of deals, and I just kind of, like, learn, like I said, by trial and error. And I feel like it's sometimes you get taken advantage of, and it's just important to, like, believe in yourself, do what's fair. And that's what the song's about. Kind of like, I'm not going to get screwed over, and I haven't, but it's like, you live and learn, and I don't know. So it's kind of got that whole attitude, like, thing, but how I'm, like, really happy now, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, let's listen to this song, and they can find out more about you at stacyclark.net. And we're speaking with Stacy Clark here at the Mike's Daily Podcast.